Hello, travelers. I'm Chris. Welcome to Lorespire. By now, I'm sure that you all know that Owlcat released a ton of new info for the Shifter class that will release with the last of the Sarkorians DLC. Now, I know I'm a little bit late with this, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about the info that they released, which you can see on your page here now. And yeah, just talk about what excites me the most here and what I think is the coolest part of all of this. So let's go ahead and get to it. This will be a quick video. Okay, first off, looking here, we get a full base attack bonus as a shifter, which is awesome. Kind of already figured that, but nice to have it confirmed. You get a claw attack, also kind of expected. And then the first kind of unexpected thing, at least for me here, you get to add a bonus from your wisdom ability score to your AC. Okay, so it's not saying what kind of bonus. If it's like a 1-for-1, you have +6 wisdom, you get +6 to your AC, then that's awesome. And if this stacks with the instinctual warrior, then I'm sure that there's going to be some really awesome shifter builds that are dipping instinctual warrior, or if you're somebody who just likes to get an absurd amount of AC, like we did in our ultimate unfair tank video, we got it up over 140. If this stacks with instinctual warrior, probably get it up over 160 there. But anyways, that's definitely a cool bit of information. It'll be nice to see how we can manipulate that in builds whenever the DLC releases. Okay, and of course we'll be able to transform into different animal, or we'll have various animal aspects, excuse me, that allow us to ignore movement penalties, uh, uh, be immune to the entangled condition, give bonuses to AC against attacks of opportunity. That stuff's really just kind of icing on the cake. Nice to have, but certainly not as awesome as the other info that they gave us to start there. However, right here, I guess, is the most important part of the new class, which is that you get 10 animal forms, which are available for a shifter. Now, some are specific, archetype specific, and they actually only share 6 of the different forms here in the release that they have. And they also give us 6 different archetypes here: Child of the Manticore, Dragon Blood Shifter, Form Shifter, Fiendish Shifter, Rage Shaper, and Wild Effigy, which are also the 6 forms that they talk about. So it seems like there's going to be 4 forms that are available to any type of shifter, and then you'll be able to get one of these additional forms depending on which archetype you take. Okay, so first off, we have Child of the Manticore, and I do believe this is definitely my second favorite out of all the forms that are shown here. Um, okay, doesn't really look that awesome. I feel like the Manticore should be a little bit bigger. Um, but anyways, what it actually does, though, basically it gives you ranged natural attacks, which I really like that. Having ranged natural attacks, that seems like it could be a lot of fun. Really awesome. As you level, you'll be able to get more damage reduction. You get an increase to your bonus speed, an increase of 10 feet, scent ability, and you get 4 natural throwing ranged attacks with spikes. Now that is awesome. That I just feel like that's going to be a lot of fun, and maybe we can make some really strong builds with that, hopefully. We'll have to see, but I'm definitely liking that anyways. And eventually you get immunity to ground-based effects and +4 on damage rolls with natural attacks. Very nice. Okay, next is Dragon Blood Shifter, which is probably the coolest, or at least the coolest looking one from the images that they give us here in the release. Okay, and basically this is going to give you a draconic aspect, I'm guessing like blue dragon or black dragon, giving you resistances and immunities, based on the type of dragon aspect that you choose to employ. All right, and whenever you prevent damage with either with your resistance or immunity from your dragon aspect, then you actually heal, which I feel is like really cool and flavorful, but probably not going to be like super practical. Could be wrong though. We'll have to wait and see on that. But it's definitely cool. Hopefully it'll be as useful as it is cool. And then eventually you can transform into a medium dragon-like creature. So I'm thinking like dragon transformation light, kind of like a humanoid dragon. Anyways, that'll give you bonuses to strength and constitution and AC. All right, and doesn't actually say what type of constitution and strength bonuses they are, so hopefully they're just untyped so that you don't have to worry about them not stacking with anything else. And the AC bonus should stack because it's a natural armor bonus. Anyways, also get immunity to difficult terrain and a Dragon's Breath weapon, which, to be honest, I feel like all the Dragon's Breath weapons are pretty underwhelming. Maybe this one will be different, we'll have to see. Next, you have a Fey form shifter, which basically allows you to transform into a Fey called an Anku, and whenever you do, you have the ability to make sneak attacks. And I guess what's really good about this is that it seems that the sneak attack die progression is going to be the same as a rogue. So at level 20, I believe you would have 10 sneak attack die then, right? Because a rogue gets one every other level. So definitely could be doing a lot of sneak attack damage here with this. And you also get access to rogue talents, evasion, and an inherent bonus against mind affecting effects. And that improves as you level, and then at level 20 you become resistant to movement impairing effects, and you gain spell resistance equal to 10 plus your class level. I feel like the level 20 stuff isn't super awesome, because you can already get that or better than that from other spells and abilities. But definitely potential for a large amount of damage against enemies that aren't immune to precision damage, at least. Next, we have the Fiendish Shifter, which I thought looked really cool at first, but the more I look at this picture, I'm like, okay, this looks kind of ridiculous. But anyways, it's kind of a cool concept, I guess. You're a fiend, but a fiend that I guess is more focused around defeating evil creatures versus good. Anyways, you get Infernal Claws, which overcome the damage reduction of evil outsiders, and you actually get that at first level. Now, I feel like this could possibly trivialize some of the demon fights in Act 1. Like the Nabasu and the Varrock. Especially the Varrock, because there's so much damage reduction there, and pretty much all the demons and stuff that you fight. Like, this could make them a lot easier in Act 1. I feel like it's definitely something that'll fall off later, though. Anyways, you also get a natural armor bonus to AC, which increases as you level, and resistance to electricity and fire, which is kind of meh, but better than nothing. That also improves with levels, and then instead of getting animal aspects, you get the Fiendish aspect, which grants you more natural attacks. So if you want a natural attack kind of melee shifter build, it seems like the Fiend might be a really good way to go there with that. Also provides DR against non-good attacks. I feel like this is pretty good, but definitely not my favorite. Next up, we have the Rage Shaper, which I wish they included an image for this, because to me, this one does sound like the best. Like, I feel like this one is definitely going to be my favorite. No way to know until we actually play it, but it just sounds really freaking awesome. Okay, the Rage Shaper gains Devastating Form instead of animal aspects. Okay, it's an ability similar to a Barbarian's Rage, except that the shifter grows one category larger. Alright, so you're getting bigger, giving you farther reach, and you're going to be, I would assume, gaining the same bonuses that you would get while raging as a Barbarian from what they're saying there. But anyways, what's really cool here, or I think at least has the potential to be really cool, is that while you're raging, or I guess in your devastating form, the Rage Shaper can perform a ground slam, which knocks down enemies within 20 feet around them and deals bludgeoning damage. So within 20 feet, we're talking an AoE knockdown. That seems freaking awesome. Within 20 feet of you, definitely cool. And instead of growing claws, the shifter gets Terrible Slam, which allows them to punch enemies with powerful slam attacks that deal bludgeoning damage. Okay, it doesn't actually say that this will knock them down, but it's a slam attack, so maybe it will. I would hope. Anyways, at second level, the Rage Shaper becomes difficult to harm in their devastating form, getting a +2 natural armor bonus to their AC and damage reduction. and the damage reduction increases at 10th, 15th, and 20th levels. I don't feel like damage reduction is that powerful in this game, especially on the higher difficulties. So the damage reduction is kind of meh, but any increase to your AC, especially for a melee character, is of course very welcome. And anyways, it looks like your natural armor bonus to AC will end up at +4 at level 20, so not bad. But what I really find exciting here is the ability to rage and grow larger as you do so, and then being able to get this AoE knockdown that also deals damage. Like, I feel like that's just fun. You know, that is just fun. Hopefully it's also really effective. You know, hopefully it has a good chance to knock enemies down. Hopefully it does some decent damage. But it's just really fun either way. Then next we have Wild Effigy, which I'm not really sure how to feel about. At first I was like, hey, this seems really good. And the damage resistance actually seems like it might be significant enough to actually matter in like most damage resistances. But anyways, you get DRN with no exceptions, where N is your shifter level. So we're talking about 20 damage resistance at level 20, 10 at level 10, and there's no exceptions. Like, that's actually some damage resistance that I feel like is kind of worth it, unlike most damage resistance. And you also gain a 25% chance to ignore critical hits and precision damage. And that increases at 9th and 15th levels, so we're probably looking at 75% by 15th level. So yeah, that's pretty good. Definitely more, this has got to be like your more tanky kind of shifter, I guess. Definitely what it seems. And at 6th level, Wild Effigy can sacrifice minutes from their aspect's minor forms to turn their claws into adamantine. You know, so that's helpful. Overcome some damage resistances with that. Feel like definitely the main thing here though is that they get such a large amount of damage resistance that cannot be bypassed. Still not really too sure how good that's going to be. But anyways, Rage Shaper and the Manticore I feel like are the two that have the most potential to be the most fun and the most awesome and effective. So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes, but those are definitely my two favorites. Let me know if y'all have any more info about this. You know, let us know down in the comments section. Let us know what you're looking forward to playing the most, and don't forget, we will be starting another playthrough for this DLC in the weeks leading up to its release. So yeah, be sure that you have your notification bells turned on and you're subscribed to the channel because you don't want to miss that. Okay, and join us on Discord. Link is down in the description. This has been Chris with Lorespire. Be well, my friends.